Okay, so in last class, we have read about the typical examples in Greek architecture. So we also have read that there were temples, then then there was Star of Wind, then there were Propylia, the theaters, and the stadiums. And today we'll be studying about the Hippodrome, the Palestra, the Stoa, Agora, Prytaneum, assembly halls. So, what we have read in the temple, someone can explain it. Someone has written down something. You may have jotted down something. Anyone? Charu, Shivani, Muskan. Someone please answer me. Am I audible to everyone? Okay, so let me just revise it quickly. So, what we have learned is that the temple were there to worship the deities whom the temple was dedicated. The Greek temple was oriented to face east so that the statue of the deity would be lit in the glory of the rising sun. Like as the sun will rise from the east, so there was a doorway, the entrance was towards the east, so that the statue lights up when there is sunrise. Then there was a cryptodoma which was of 3 steps or maybe more. Then, as we have in Hindu temples, there were garbhagriha. So, as we have garbhagriha in Hindu temple, they also contain the statue of the god or the goddess in their treasury chamber in the front and the rear, known as pronaos. Okay, and it was provided with the metal grill safety. The door was at the east, as we have talked about, and it was about two-thirds of the height of a naos. So it allows plenty of light to lit the statue at the naos. Even the doors were closed. The metal grills in the panels of the doorway would allow plenty of light and for a general purpose. There were rarely any windows, or maybe few temples may have window which was like partially open to the sky. The front consists of columns, spaced columns supporting the triangular shaped pediment. And then we have read about the temple of Parthenon, which is in Athens, like how it is planned. It's around 71-meter long and 32-meter wide, and stands on a cryptodoma, which is 3 stepped, and the thread is around 70 centimeter with a rise of 50 centimeter. And because these rises are too high, a staircase in the middle to all the 4 sides is provided. Sorry, steps are provided only to the east and the west side, and the temple is designed in octa style, which means it has each columns in a row, in front and back, which lean inwards. And then there were the Darwin, which was built to know weather about the weather and also the time. And it is octagonal in plan and designed in marble. It is around 7 meter wide and 12.5 meter high, with entrance on northeast and northwest sides. So we have already read about all this. I hope you people have like written down something. Then the Propelia, these were the entrance gates and were formed to approach to a sacred enclosure in many cities. It was also designed to afford the most complete and stimulating view of the location, such that each building was seen as a three-dimensional object, almost as a sculpture. Then there were theatres, which were open-air structure containing orchestra, auditorium, or a scenic building. Theatre were usually constructed from the slope of a hillside near the near the city. An orchestra was circular in plan and slightly raised. The auditorium rose in tiers containing seats for the audience. It was divided into wedge-shaped blocks by radiating flights of steps to allow the spectators to reach to their seats from the ground level. Then there was horizontal pathway, which was called diazoma, was generally provided at some interval and above. The number of the wedge-shaped blocks was increased as it has a larger number of radius there. Then there were stadiums, which um, then there were stadiums which were used to like celebrate their games, and we have read about the Stadium of Athens, which was around 183 meter with hemispherical ends, and the rows of the seats were raised on either side of the spectators. So we have read about these four things. Today we'll be studying about hippodrome. Uh, just wait for a minute. Okay, I hope you're ready with your notebooks. I'll dictate you as we have discussed it in the last class so that it's easier for you to study.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, could you please tell
Good
what are we
morning.
studying here?
We
Like
are
what
studying
topic?
about the Greek architecture and interiors.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the first one is hippodrome. Are you people writing it down?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the Greek hippodrome was usually set out on a slope of a hill, and the ground taken from one side served to form the embankment on the other side. The chariots were driven by four horses, that is, the quadrigas, for 7 times around the stadium. The chariots belong to different groups and banners in different colors, such as green, blue, red, and white. One end of the hippodrome was semicircular and the other end square with an extensive portico, in front of which, at the lower level, were the stall for the horses and the chariots. At both ends of the hippodrome were posts, which were called termi, that the chariot turns around. So this is basically a view of a hippodrome where this place was used for horse and chariot racings. Here we have a square end where they have stalls for the horses and for the chariots. This is the curved part, which and this is the track which was used for the racing, and around there were like the chariots were basically for the four horses, and they used to go around for the 7 times. There were different kind of colors, different banners under which these racings were taking place. So as you can see that the one end is semicircular and the other end is square, and there were the stalls for the chariots and everyone. So the next one is Palestra. So this was a wrestling school or maybe a sports center. The palestra was often attached to a gymnasium where the athletics conducted events like running, jumping, discus throwing, wrestling, and it was a large open air. It has a large open air swimming pool and a dressing room and a toilet room or a resting hall and a club room. So basically, this place was dedicated to to this sport kind of area, only for sports and wrestling, as it was a wrestling school even. And there were only events which were related to the sports. The people used to come there, they like whatever sport they like, they do that. And then as it has like indoor and outdoor both the games, it also had a swimming pool, and for like dressing up, they have their dressing rooms and toilet, and even the resting halls. So the basic architecture of Palestra, although allowing for some variation, followed a distinct standard plan. The Palestra essentially consists of a rectangular court surrounded by colonnades with adjoining rooms. These rooms might house a variety of functions, for example, bathing, ball playing, underdressing, and storage of clothes, seating for socializing, observation or instruction, or storage of oil, dust or athletic equipments. So these were the things like generally when like you need dust while wrestling or something, you need oils as well, and there were seatings for so that people can see and watch the game, and there was storage area for the clothes. There were their dressing rooms and there were their bathing rooms and toilets, etc. So as the palaestra was square or rectangular in shape, it has colonnades along all the four sides, creating porticos. The portico on the northern side of the palaestra was double in the depth to protect against the weather. The big hall were built along the single deck side of palaestra with seats for those enjoying the intellectual pursuits, and the double deck sides was divided in the area for the youth activities. Then a punching bag area, a room for applying powder, a room for coal bathing, and an oil storeroom. So there are two examples given, which is in the Olympia and in Delphi. Then the next is Stoa. So Stoa is a colonnaded building as shelter at religious shrines. So this the last picture you are seeing is a colonnaded building. In the plan, the wherever you see there are long buildings, long colonnaded buildings. This one, even this small, long colonnaded building. These all are stoas. So, like at the start an early age, the stoa were open at entrance with column, which were usually for Doric orders, lining the sides of the building, and they created a safe and enveloping a protective atmosphere. And the one example of the stoa is at Olympia, which is around 100-meter long and 10-meter wide. The next one is agora, which literally means the gathering place or assembly. The agora was the center of the athletics, artistic, business, social, spiritual, and political life in the city. It was a city square or open marketplace. It was also used for festival exhibitions and at an open or meeting place. Surrounding it was a civic hall, council hall, and sorry, there is some mistake over here. Yeah, there were civic halls, council halls, and stoas. So it's the best representation of a city-state which responds to accommodate the social and political order. So this image you can see there's a stoa. They have colonnaded buildings, and they have surrounded with the stoa, and there is a civic hall. There is a council hall even, and this was used for the gatherings of like something athletic or something artistic or maybe some exhibitions, etc. So that's it. These were the four things, and we have came to the end of the Greek architecture. In the next class, we'll be studying about the interiors of this and what kind of furniture do we use, and the style of the furniture, the motifs they use. There are different styles which they have been using in the ancient time. Plus, in architecture, there were this assembly halls were also included, and the audience were similar to the theaters, where the musicians carried their performance and get appreciation and prize, which is like similar to the auditorium, you can say, for nowadays. So those were called audience. So as we have finished the architectural part for the Greeks, I would like you to complete the assignment for this. So we have studied the basic orders, the Doric order, the Ionic order, and the Corinthian order. Then we have read about the examples and basically where they have used and what kind of um, developed order they have used. So, for example, like when we discussed about the buildings, we have discussed about the temples, we have discussed about the Tower of Winds, the Propylaea, the theaters, the stadiums, and today we have discussed about the Hippodrome, the Palaestra, the Agora, and Assembly Hall and Odeon too. So these all are the topics which you need to cover, and as last time you were making your HIF files, make a HIF file. You can go if you don't have it right now, like maybe you don't have your A3 file right now. A3 फाइल नहीं है तो A4 फाइल में start कर लो. And last time also I think someone has done it in A4 size file.
Ma'am, we
And
have
if
to
you
start
don't,
a new one, or we can continue the old one.
you have to start a new one. But if you have like too many pages are left in the old one, you can start in the old one as well.
Okay.
So start with this, and then we will be studying about the interiors. After that, we'll be studying about the Roman architecture and its interiors as well. Okay, guys, thank you.
Thank you,
When
ma'am.
is your next class? Okay, I guess it's on Thursday. Okay. So, whatever work you can do it by Thursday. All the class recordings are on the YouTube channel as well. So, you can go through that if you have any problem. If you don't find your notes or you want some notes, you want some extra like data, then ask me and I'll share it on the WhatsApp group. Okay, so
Okay, ma'am.
whatever we have studied, just make a file for that and make sketches, make all the sketches. That's it. Thank you for today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.